Hey, Gav, Leo, peace and love. How you doing?
Hey, Globy. Good, man. Good to be here.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Perfect. Peace and love. Do you wanna start with the intro?
Sure.
Thanks, man.
Hello, everybody. Think are we ready to start off right now? Uh, Thank you for joining us, everybody. The Community DAO is the DAO that represents the entirety of the Harmony community. The Harmony Community DAO mandates are as follows. These mandates serve as the ultimate role for the Harmony Community DAO, starting with growth to onboard users on missions and culture to pollinate values across communities, engagement to amplify content of the roadmap, milestones, and creative campaigns of products, and diversity to solicit voices in votes and forums, reinforce strong governance participation. We have some links above, uh, tweets that are posted above. Please check out. We have the community calendar, keeps you up to date on what's going on. This week we started the community DAO decided the weekly meetings to make them public in the community DAO Discord server. The first town hall meeting was last Monday. They're every Monday at 7 p.m. UTC, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week we worked on setting an agenda for Q2 term as well as discuss topics relevant to the community DAO operations. Another fun thing we started is we gave Popes to all the attendees, which is a NFT that gives you a proof of attendance. So it's a cool thing we started. We did have to boot one person out for being hateful. That's one thing that we ask. If you do attend, please be respectful. And if you are hateful, we won't hesitate to boot you out. That's not what the Harmony community is all about. And every Wednesday, we're going to be having our One Wednesday working group at the Crypto Arcade. That's 6 p.m. UTC, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week's topics were Community DAO Q2 Deliverables and Community DAO NFT contest and formatting an idea for sustainability. For sustainability, we had an idea of sponsorships, having sponsored events, and the Crypto Arcade is a real fun place for the community to meet and participate in the DAO. We invite everybody to please join us next Wednesday and please join in on the conversation. And now I'm going to hand it off to Bricktop, who will welcome our guest, and we'll continue with more updates after the AMA. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, peace and love. And yeah, so without further ado, we'd like to welcome Leo and Give to the spaces. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
Thanks for coming today and great stuff. So before we get started, I just want to inform everyone that the main focus of the space and the AMA today will be regarding Harmony NFT Tech, ITokens on Harmony, future of NFTs, the BayC Initiative, Block Explorer, limitation enhancements, potential partnerships and expansion. So now I would like to ask the team members to introduce themselves for the people that aren't aware. And if you can answer what it is that you do at Harmony, and if we can start with Give, that would be great.
Yeah, sure. This is the hardest question for me because, as with everyone else on the team, we all wear many hats. But I guess my main areas of focus right now are on product, grants, obviously with engineering as well, partnerships, all of the above. Moving forward in the next few weeks and months, I'm going to be more focused on our products and partnerships, external communications, just to put more love and energy behind our products and to ship more and improve quality.
I don't know how you keep up, Giv. Thank you so much for that. And Leo?
Hi, everyone. This is Leo. So I'm the VP engineering of Harmony. So my main responsibility in Harmony is about Harmony networking system, service, and also I'm driving our and operation. So I'm also driving our NFT and the Metaverse initiative within Harmony. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much. And yeah, so I know you've been extremely busy, the both of you, in the background. And it'd be really great to hear what you've both been working on. Can I start off by asking Leo some of the things relating to NFTs that you've been working on recently, and what's next for Harmony and NFTs?
Okay, good. So as you may know, we officially announced the ITokens support in Harmony this week. So the NFT Bridge was launched last year at our yearly conference, so the Day One conference in San Francisco. So those were the initiative that we drive internally to provide the NFT infrastructure to the community. So in terms of the NFT, there could be many applications, So internally, we are working with our different partners. We won't be able to limit right now to enable the bigger NFT ecosystem, and also to provide more utility of NFT in the Harmony ecosystem. But those are still in work in progress. So without the acknowledgement of the partner, we won't be able to release too much detail right now.
Fantastic. And that kind of leads on to my next question. So I know a lot of the community members are aware that we have an NFT bridge to Aetherium. I mean, could you perhaps explain what the community can do with the NFT bridge for those that aren't aware?
Yeah, that's a good question. So regarding the NFT bridge, so currently it's support the ERC 721 and the ERC 1155 token standard. So it's a two-way bridge. So it's working from Ethereum to Harmony. Also, you may not realize they already support Binance Smart Chain and also Polygon as well. So it's a two-way bridge to support the NFT can be bridged from other blockchain to Harmony, and also bridge from Harmony to other blockchain. So as you know, so Harmony is the infrastructure provider, right? So it's not limited by us on how to use this. So, but there are a few use cases we can think of right now, and some of them including like token fractionalization, so and also token NFT and derivative, or like a game project. So we actually talk with other game projects. They already, for example, launched on Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum already. But how to enable them on Harmony for the user to be able to enjoy the lower transaction fee and the fast speed on Harmony, so they can bridge their token in, so and they can do the trading on Harmony as well. So also recently we announced the ITokens standard support. So iToken is you can say it's a lightweight version of the NFT bridge. So for the NFT token holder on other chains, starting with the Ethereum, you don't need to do any transaction to bridge in. So it just needs the application form just need to be done it once from the project owner or from the community to bridge in any NFT project to like map any NFT project from other blockchain to Harmony, so that they can be used as an identity. Remember, this identity is just the first step of the utility, and also for the user, it's easier and there's no transaction involved, right? So that you can see it as a first step and the lightweight version of the bridge to improve the interoperability, because we know there are many different NFT projects launched on Ethereum or other blockchain already. So we want to be able to have those users or have those token holders to realize Harmony has some utility there. They can also come to Harmony and to use their NFT as an identity. That will be the first step. Yeah, so this initiative started actually before the Stanford, and the Stanford we launched the first, like I say, the first version with the DFK bridging the BAYC, and then now we already mapping additional 7 blue chip NFT to Harmony. So that's the latest development of the NFT space in Harmony.
Thank you, Leo. And just regarding iTokens, just so I understand correctly, is this a way to fractionalize NFTs? Is that what these iTokens are for?
No, it's not fractionalization for the NFT. So fractionalization, you need the real bridge. So iToken is just a map, which means like the same account. Harmony is fully compatible with Ethereum and other EVM compatible chain, right? You can use the same account on Ethereum, on Harmony, or on Binance Smart Chain, or on Polygon. So if you hold an NFT on Ethereum, for example, if you hold one Doodle, for example, and then with this mapping enabled, you can there's a corresponding, you can say like a I doodle on Harmony, but this I doodle in Harmony is a one-to-one mapping of the doodle on Ethereum, for example, so that you can use it as your PFP, as your identity in any dApp in Harmony. Okay, but since it's not a clusterized or bounded mapping, which means that you won't be able to do any transaction on iToken. So you cannot sell your iToken in Harmony, because if you sell the iToken in Harmony, people still won't get the real doodle on Ethereum, for example, right? So it's only use the identity as the first step. But you can see that in current blockchain world, most of the NFT I use the identity as the first step. So that's why I said the iToken is a lightweight and the easier version for people to have a cross-chain NFT identity.
Thank you so much. And still with NFTs, I'm always mind blown, and there's so many use cases that we can do going forward. So it's really interesting to hear that, Leo. Thank you so much. And you mentioned DAO. DAO is making a really big effort to get involved with the Harmony core DAOs at the minute. So really looking forward to get involved with DAO. So looking forward to that. So yeah, if we can move over to Give for a moment. I know you mentioned it's really difficult to answer this, Give, because you're doing so much at the moment. What would you say one of your kind of main focuses over the next coming weeks?
Yeah, that's a good question. So as I mentioned, I'm kind of shifting my focus to be more on kind of the products that we are currently building and managing in-house, and really kind of thinking about how to clarify both the roadmap for the short to medium term, and also thinking about kind of like the longer term path to decentralization, right? As you know, Harmony strives to be 100% community owned over time, and be fully decentralized. So this also trickles down to the products that we currently manage, the infrastructure. So it's very important that we have clarity on what that path looks like. So right now I am focused on putting together this plan, which obviously will be shared publicly in the coming weeks, that will outline the short to medium term roadmap for each of our products, and then what some of our strategies are to hand off these products to the community, to our partners, potentially create new DAOs around some of these products. So that's kind of where my focus is at right now. And I am, we can kind of drill into this a little bit more later. Some of the more urgent products like the Explorer, and kind of how we're thinking about moving forward with some of the feature enhancements, some of the how do we address a lot of the great feedback that we receive from the community.
Fantastic. And Gabe, that was actually going to be my next question. So if we can address this now, that would be great. So I was going to say, the community has been eagerly awaiting kind of new features on our native block explorer. People have been mentioning limitations through the feedback from the community. They want kind of more features included there. Can you possibly tell us what plans Harmony has with regards to the explorer and any new features in the pipeline? And are you happy with the kind of rate of progress right now?
Yeah, for sure. So we are hearing you. We are completely aware of all the shortcomings in our Explorer. Obviously, if you've been following the progress, the Explorer has gone through changes, right? Explorer V2 came out towards the end of last year, and it was substantially better than what we had before. But because of the velocity of the other projects and lack of resources, we kind of fell behind on rolling out more improvements, more fixes, more features onto the Explorer. And of course, the Explorer is one of our key products, absolutely crucial for developers who are building on Harmony, even traders and investors and users rely and use Explorer all the time. So we realize that we have to do much better as it pertains to this specific product. So about 2 months ago, we brought on 2 developers who are now dedicated to work on the Explorer project. They are, if you've been following the repo, you can see that there's been a huge uptick in bug fixes, in small tweaks and enhancements that get rolled out all the time. And really, our goal is to first catch up with the huge backlog of issues that have been posted by the community on the GitHub repo. Again, you can follow along. And then there are some more critical feature requests. The main one, as you know, is the Explorer API that everyone's been asking for. And having an Etherscan-like API is critical. So now that we have a dedicated team of developers, we actually also have a designer, so we could potentially be rolling out some cosmetic updates to the Block Explorer. But really, we are hoping to accelerate development and rollout of new features in the coming weeks and months. So, the main features, again, those are all outlined on our repo, but the API is the big one. Improvements with contract verification, and various UI tweaks that will appear very soon.
Brilliant. And so as you mentioned, you've been listening to the community regarding that and what they want from the Block Explorer. So if we could just take this over to Leo, obviously the Harmony team have been making a massive effort into listening to what the community has to say. We've recently had the community sentiment report done by Sean Wellness Node, and we spoke to the team last week about that also. So yeah, Leo, I understand you probably heard recently there's been a lot of controversy surrounding Bored Apes, and after Harmony purchased a few of these, as we've seen through the recent Reddit thread, which gathered over 230 comments, there's obviously a lot of misconceptions surrounding this. But also, I think we have to agree that the overall community sentiment around the BayC Initiative isn't really a positive one. So it would be be great to address this. Can you explain to the community what the vision is for the Bored Apes initiative, and perhaps expel some of the misconceptions and further explain why this might actually be a positive thing?
Thank you for the question. So this is very important for us to communicate clearly to the community, especially regarding some of the misconception. And I'm glad you bring up this discussion. So first of all, I agree it's our fault that we didn't communicate very clearly and elaborate on what's the vision of the Harmony with the Bored Ape Initiative. So yeah, I have to say that sorry, it's our fault. Really, that's the misconception was caused by us. So, but I'd like to take this opportunity to elaborate a little bit more and on the Harmony Bored Ape initiative. So before we explain the initiative, and first of all, let me explain a little bit about the Bored Ape, right? So the Bored Ape was a start. Everyone knows started in last year and become a phenomenal and the number one brand in the NFT and metaverse world among all the cryptos. So I was involved at the very beginning of the Bored Ape community. So I want to remove some of the misconception, right? So the Bored Ape is not just for the rich kids, not just for rich people or celebrity. So think about there are over more than 6,000 Bored Ape holder. So the celebrity, people remember celebrity, but celebrity is even less than like 0.1% of the holder of the entire Bored Ape community. So I met many Bored Ape owner in different conference and meetup. So a lot of them are grassroots, and a lot of them are NFT passionate project builder, NFT project owner, and of course some of the investor as well. So that's why the culture of the BAYC, we feel it's also the right culture. It's starting from grassroots because it's a launch in a fair, and also it's a permission and openness. They give all the token holder the commercial right, which is like the first of the kind in the entire industry. So as we feel culturally there's some resonation with the Harmony and the Bored Ape. That's why we bought a few ape in the early of December. So the price was much lower than the current price. So we also use it as a way to diversify the foundation treasury. So of course, with the recent ApeCoin airdrop, we had a good investment return for the ape. We already made it in the foundation. Remember, okay. So we are not losing any money. We are not just throw out the money to run down NFT. We already seriously consider the diversity of the investment in NFT. So this thing about the Bored Ape is kind of like a Bitcoin in the entire crypto industry. Everyone knows Bitcoin is very expensive. Not many people can afford it. But Bitcoin was launched in a very fair way, and it's become the foundation of the entire crypto industry. So even though you may not buy Bitcoin, but just think about entire industry, Bitcoin as a foundation to educate everyone in the world about the cryptocurrency. So we feel like Bored Ape would be the one to educate and bring the attention from the entire world, not just the current crypto people, about NFT in this space. So that's all the motivation and the initial thinking about why we get engaged with the Bored Ape. Okay, so talking about how can we turn it into the positive thing and what we really want to do, I think that we need really clarification about our plan. Of course, this is just a plan, and some of the work is working behind that. So for example, with the Bored Ape initiative, so we already start with some of the collaboration with the networking with the Yuga Lab. Even though we haven't announced any formal like a project announced, but we already get opportunity to reach out to the Yuga Lab for any further collaboration opportunity. That's what the first step in order to get into the NFT space. You need to be able to in the game, right? So you cannot just stay outside of the game and start to talk about that. That's not gonna work, right? So everything you have to in order to play in the game, you have to understand the game and in the game. So we also sponsored a few offline Bored Ape meetup. So we get the opportunity to talk to a few, quite a few important partner. They also like Animoca. Animoca also invests heavily into the Bored Ape community as well. And yeah, we won't blame everyone, but we definitely have the opportunity to extend our networking and the potential partnership. And as I mentioned, many Bored Ape owners, they are builders, so they don't know how many before. Just like we have to make a big announcement in Stanford in order for everyone to realize how many the blockchain layer one fast, even compatible, and also we step into the Bored Ape community, people realize, okay, Harmony also are a good choice for their NFT project as well. So we also recently see there's some Bored Ape owner and also project owner, they start to making proposal into the Harmony NFT space. They submit a proposal into our forum already. So those are the opportunity we found is really great to extend our network, extend the partner. So, in the business world, always need to have the right connection and the right networking. Even though we're in Silicon Valley, so we build the connection around the world already. So I feel this is like a very positive effect of the Bored Ape initiative. Of course, we didn't explain good enough. That's why I said sorry. We didn't elaborate all those effort and all those things happened with the Bored Ape initiative. So that's why I think this Twitter space is very important to help us broadcast the message more. So I also understand that people concerned about the identity of the core team member using the Bored Ape in the Twitter space PFP. So I think after the Youth Stanford announcement, we sustained the marketing effort for like about 2 months. So I think we will listen to the committee. That's why we start to change it. So, but it's sometimes like we don't have to force everyone to change it. But because like I already changed my PFP back to the Harmony NFT as well, and give already changed back. So I think that's something like we understand that we're not just promoting the Bored Ape project, but as a marketing effort, we need to have some of the lasting like effect. We won't say okay, we only shoot like one day, oh nobody knows about you are like a collaborating, right? So we last for like 2 months or something. I think this is a kind of our plan. So even though we didn't, as I said, we didn't elaborate everything to the public, but I hope the community would understand that what we've been planning and what we've been thinking, and also listening to the community. So also regarding the future utility with the Bored Ape community, as I mentioned, so we keep gonna evolve into the Bored Ape community to looking for other opportunity for the further collaboration in terms of all the community member, the Bored Ape community member, they aware of Harmony, they as I said, they are project builder, they also investor, they can look into Harmony. Those are the effect. And from an investment perspective, and Harmony already have a good, the foundation already have a good return on the Ape purchase. So I hope the community will understand that. So I would like to elaborate on any further question that the community would have. Thank you.
Thank you so much for addressing that, Leo. I'm sure everyone here really appreciates you kind of touching on some of them topics, and I think by what you've actually said, it's clear that you've kind of heard some of that feedback that's been discussed on Reddit recently and echoing around the community. I just want to say about that also, I know the core team members, I know Daniel also reached out to everyone on Reddit, like thanking them for providing so much feedback for them to work with. Harmony's making a real push right now to listen to what people are saying. And just from my perspective, and it's only mine, everything that I've seen from the core team recently shows that they're being so reactive to what everyone's saying right now. So I really appreciate Leo addressing that situation. I know a lot of people was unhappy about that, and hopefully now you've had an explanation that things are being addressed elsewhere, that people understand them. I think Giv's got something to say here.
Yeah, I just wanted to just quickly add to this that I realized that looking in from kind of outside, from the community's perspective, the last couple of months, it may have looked like there was a lot of emphasis put on Bored Apes and other initiatives, and we saw some criticism, some comments posted on that Reddit thread around why are you guys focused on Bored Apes versus focusing on your core infrastructure, working on your products. And I just wanted to clarify that those two things aren't mutually exclusive, right? So we have been working on improving our infrastructure, working on partnerships, working on our products in unison, right? We are multi-threaded, so we're even though some of these initiatives like the Bored Apes and the Metaverse seem louder, but that's really only because of the timing, right? We had a couple of initiatives in ETH Denver, and then we had GDC, and then a bunch of events back to back. So unfortunately, that kind of drowned out a lot of the amazing effort the team's putting in to continuously improve the ecosystem behind the scenes, right? So I just wanted to make that clear, that we didn't lose our way, right? We weren't distracted by that, because the team is split into many areas, and kind of all the good work that the team has done over the last a few months and years is continuing even stronger than before.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Gabe. And then just going back to Leo quickly. So Leo, regarding kind of the NFT space in Harmony, if you had one thing that you was most excited about going forward, what would that be?
Oh, I'm very excited about NFT. I have more than one thing to be excited about the NFT. So, so NFT is the driving force of the current crypto entire space, and also NFT is really gonna get out of the crypto space to get the attention and the potential user and adoption from the people outside of the crypto. So, but in terms of the NFT and Harmony, so one thing, a few things like we are super excited about the NFT is in Harmony we are able to support a massive transaction adoption. So, and with a much cheaper transaction fee, so people can use NFT more as a utility. So we've been closely collaborate with our partner to drive the NFT to the massive adoption. So just like I won't be able to call it out right now, but think about just like on Ethereum, there's only like usually like a 10K collection, right? But on Harmony, we have a much bigger collection. So, and also to use NFT in a game is something we feel Harmony will be able to shine on this space. So, for the gaming, we need a lot of transaction and also the faster confirmation. So Harmony definitely excel at this part, so that the Harmony infrastructure and technology can make the NFT as a utility to really working. It not say like on other places may not be really useful. Some of the exciting development already happen on other blockchain. So I don't want to call it out, but we already say, like, for example, like a move to earn and a run to earn. Those kind of utility use combine both NFT and the GameFi, and also X to earn scenario. It's something like we feel like Harmony will be able to have a good opportunity to build the infrastructure to support those applications. Yeah, that's I'm mostly excited because of the transaction fee and the speed, so that we can enable a massive usage. So that will be using the NFT and the GameFi. But just that the development partnership takes time, so that we won't be able to announce it right now. But those are the direction, because we see the potential of the NFT and the metaverse. That's why we put a lot of effort this year into this space.
Fantastic. And some of them points regarding kind of transactions and gaming and Harmony kind of being the perfect place for it. We touched on some of this last week. So if anyone wants to check the conversation with RJ and Jack, feel free to go through the page and you can find the recording on there, discussing gaming on Harmony and where we could potentially go with that. If we can pass it over to Give now. So I wasn't aware about this, Give, but someone mentioned that there's a few teams working on the Blockchain Explorer. They've asked, should the community members be concerned with having multiple teams working towards the Explorer with the fear of duplicating workloads or time being wasted?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I need to clarify that we don't have multiple teams working on the Harmony Explorer. There are multiple teams working on different explorers, and there's definitely room for multiple explorers on one blockchain. In fact, if you look at other projects, other blockchains, they have several different block explorers, and I think that's totally okay. Developers can use the ones that they prefer. We have developers and partners that we've spoken to who prefer to use one explorer over the other just because of the feature set that they provide. Maybe the APIs are different. So what we're aiming to do is to provide as many options as possible to our community, because why not, right? If you have teams who are willing to deploy their flavor of a block explorer on Harmony, and you as a developer have the option to choose one or the other, or both, then we should do that, absolutely. So currently we're speaking to Block Scout. It's a very popular open source block explorer, and they also have a licensing model where they will manage it, they will host it, and they will customize it to work for Harmony. And this is all part of the longer term vision of decentralizing all of our products. Block Scout is a great tool. You can go check it out. They're already running on a bunch of different chains. Fantastic API, very similar to Etherscan. And that's coming. They're working on it in the coming weeks and months. I don't have an exact ETA yet. So that will be one project. Then we have another project that we just gave a grant to called Get Block, also another explorer. And we also have another explorer being built, being migrated to Harmony called ETHBM. This is built by the My Ether Wallet team, extremely capable, experienced team. They already have the Explorer built. Now it's running on Ethereum. Now they're bringing it to Harmony. Really fantastic tools, and they all have their own strengths and weaknesses, which is why I believe there's absolutely room for more than one Explorer. So then the question is, where does that leave the OG Harmony Explorer? There's room for that as well, right? Because that was built natively for Harmony. It's got support for sharding, for staking, a lot of the nuances that the Harmony blockchain has is supported. That may not be as easy on some of these other some of these other projects that I just mentioned. So we're going to continue building out our own Explorer, but the goal there is also to eventually think about handing off the Explorer to the community It's obviously already open source, but if we can maybe turn into a DAO to give more governance and control to the community on which features should be added, etc., and then work with potential partners and external development teams to kind of build out this Explorer into a product that can also be monetized, right? So one of the things that we always talk about is self-sustainability. If we're to create a DAO for the current Explorer that is able to self-fund, or maybe this product could also be ported across to other teams, to other chains, and hosted for a fee, right? And that will generate revenue for the DAO. So they're completely independent and no longer reliant on, say, the Harmony Foundation to fund them. So that's, these are kind of like the high level conversations that are being had. But yeah, just to again clarify, there's no confusion here. We don't have multiple teams all working on the same project. There are several tracks that are happening in unison. And yeah, the goal is to bring option and variety to the ecosystem.
Brilliant. And just moving on to funding and grants. So we all know that Harmony's always been known for incentivizing builders and projects that are coming on chain. Regarding Harmony grants, have there been any changes in processes on how Harmony reviews grants and funding?
Well, no, I mean, the guidelines are the same. That said, when we first launched the ecosystem fund, we didn't really have clear guidelines on what kind of projects we're looking for. So we were a lot more liberal, if you like, with kind of the projects that would get approved. 6 months later now, we've learned a lot. We're starting to see patterns of what makes a good project, which projects are probably going to last and grow to become the next Tranquil Finance, the next DeFi Kingdoms, and what's required beyond just throwing some funding at these projects, because handing out the funds is the easy part. Helping incubate, supporting these projects is the hard part, right? So we are thinking about ways we can maybe slow down on funding projects and instead dedicate more time incubating, helping these projects succeed, be it through marketing, through technical support, whatever it is they need to help them become the next big application on Harmony. And the other thing that we're looking at doing is potentially giving the community more of a voice on our grants process. So we are talking about creating a launch DAO, which will allow folks who are interested in funding projects or interested in incubating, our grantees can get involved, right? So those things are all happening as well, and we'll share more information about that soon.
Brilliant. And shortly we will be opening the floor to any community members that have questions. So if you do have any questions for Give or Leo, please request a mic and we can have you up shortly. And just finally, Give, for myself, is there anything else that we perhaps haven't discussed yet, possibly about your new responsibilities or the team's plan to address community sentiment that we've been hearing so much about recently?
So, one of my new areas of focus, as I mentioned, is external communications as well. So I'm going to be working with the entire team, especially Daniel, who has been a long-term member of the community who will really kind of help bring more clarity to the community around Harmony's vision, its roadmap, its partnerships. We haven't done a great job, and you know, as Leo said, with, for example, the Bored Apes initiative, it did create a lot of confusion. So we just want to make sure that the community is completely aware, and in the in the interest of transparency, we want to make sure that we were able to kind of articulate our plans and the roadmap moving forward. And then the other thing is, one of the criticisms that we've constantly received is around marketing, around PR, and kind of just bringing more exposure to the ecosystem and their projects. So that's another area that we're looking at very closely. We're working with several PR firms to really amp up our external communications, press coverage, and kind of those sorts of efforts to bring more marketing energy and kind of visibility to the ecosystem.
Fantastic. And I did mention this last week, and I discussed a little bit about it today. For anyone that wasn't aware, recently Wellness Node completed a Q2 sentiment report for Harmony. And in response to that, Harmony kind of addressed some of the issues that was brought up through that sentiment report. There was some amazing work that went into this, right from Wellness Node, who did the initial report, to Daniel and the rest of the team that addressed some of these issues with the community. If you want to find out more information about that, you can find information on the community sentiment report in the first tweet at the top of the spaces here. Some really interesting information there. And again, just an amazing fast response from the team about what they was going to do to, to try and, just make community members more aware, be more kind of transparent and reactive to the way the community are feeling and thinking. So that to me was just such a great thing to see everyone pulling together and doing something about everything that people wasn't so happy about at the time. Give.
Just to kind of add to that, if you want to read it, there's a link here. You can also go to harmony.1/Q1 sentiment. I just want to let you know that we took this report extremely seriously. I have read it at least 10 times. It was shared internally. And a lot of the things that I just mentioned are a direct result of that sentiment report. A lot of the changes we've made are because of this feedback. So that's something we take very seriously, and we're going to do better.
Thank you so much. Extremely positive stuff there. And just before we open up the floor, Leo, was there anything that we haven't touched on that you perhaps want to mention before we move on?
Yeah, as I said, I'm very excited about the NFT space. So I'm also going to the NFT.NYC conference. I'm going to give a talk on the cross-chain NFT, the challenge and the future. So to amplify our vision of the cross-chain NFT, and to get more people aware of what Harmony's effort in the NFT space. So other infrastructure, we keep building all the infrastructure and the service and the primitive, so that to enable all the builders and the team and adapt to be able to build exciting project on Harmony. So we're already in talk with a few project team, like even as I mentioned, right? So the IP platform, fractionalization, and licensing. Those since we see this space will have a more exciting project on NFT and on Harmony in the next 6 to 12 months. But we have to be patient a little bit. So every innovation and disruption started with some hype. We know ape is one definitely a hype, but with the hype attract more people and more capital in that, we're gonna definitely build the thing together and realize that this is the future to go. Just like we are early in the crypto space, NFT space is still early, but we definitely see the future and excitement of the NFT to be able to amplify the crypto and to be able to drive the crypto adoption to the mass adoption to more people. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Some great stuff there. So just another quick one. If anyone has any questions, now is time to request a mic. I believe we have Kuds may have a question. There we go. It's just connecting now. Hi, Kuds. We can't hear you there. I'm not sure if you're on a PC or laptop, but you need to be on mobile to be able to speak on Spaces, Kuds, in case that's the issue. If we have anyone else for the moment, any more questions? I know we've addressed a lot today. A lot of my questions were answered before I got to them. So it was really good to hear a lot of that information. So yeah, if no one's requesting, I think that will be a great sign to show that we touched on everything that everyone was thinking about. We have Ed. Thank you so much, Ed. Let's see what Ed's got to say. Welcome, Ed.
Hey guys, I had a quick question. Just first, I guess, thank you so much for jumping in and talking about all the great work that's going on behind the scenes. I think you did great to explain everything, and just thank you. I have a specific question about the iToken and what the vision is for the approval process for all the different projects on different chains. And especially, is it primarily targeting Ethereum for now? And yeah, how do you guys see the future of iTokens as more and more popular projects come online? Like the thing that like an example, like with something like VFriends or something, like getting that applied to the iTokens program. Is that just something that like the founders need to actually engage with, or can the community jump in? Or
Thanks for the question. So the iToken, as I said, it's a permissionless process. So anyone in the community can apply for the iToken. So we just need to do some internal work to create the mapping and the showcase the iToken on our bridge front end. So not the project owner to apply. So in terms of iToken, as I said, it's a lightweight way of bridging the token, but it's only useful for the identity at this moment because of there is no real NFT collateralizing any or depositing into any smart contract. So that you want to be able to transfer that token to do a trading. So as I said, right. So also explaining our media post and why we do it and what will be the situation to use it. So I can elaborate a little bit more here. For that token, think about it as a project, for example, on Ethereum. Right? There's many NFT projects on Ethereum, and also the NFT project on Ethereum, they want to provide a utility to their token holder. For example, they want to build any game or any other things, but as everyone knows, like on Ethereum, definitely not a good place to build any game project, right? But since it's already launched on Ethereum, so they can use iToken. So their token holder can actually use their the same account and also with their NFT, and they can build some of the utility on Harmony. So this is the way we try to attract additional NFT holder and NFT project to Harmony as well. So because as I said, we have to admit that there's much more NFT project launching on Ethereum than other chain, right? So this is the way to increase the utility of the Harmony blockchain and provide the very lightweight and smooth experience for the NFT project on Ethereum to be able to use Harmony. So this is just the first step. And in terms of other blockchain support, So we can always add it if a community has a request on that. So that's not a problem. So just as I said, this is just a first launch. So we're open to any suggestion, and eventually we may also move it like a completely permissionless process. So right now in the application process, we need a little bit of time to approval because we need to internally set up the relayer and to be able to relay the token contract to Harmony. So and also we don't want to put like a scam project on Harmony as well. So there's a little approval process, but it's totally permissionless. Anyone have any favorite project on Ethereum, you can apply it to be able to port it to map it to Harmony using the iToken.
Thank you. Just a quick follow-up. Would that mean that you could use the iToken in some future date to do something like actually use the affordable nature of Harmony to read on something like DFK chain or another chain in the same way that we can kind of like see currently Ethereum is a big profile pick and like community-based NFT environment, whereas in a year from now Harmony will probably be like that what people say about gaming on crypto gaming rather. And so is there a kind of forward-looking around making iTokens the other way around, where if I want to actually use Harmony tokens on another chain, will I be able to like iToken into those other chains?
So, like I said, we already have the NFT Bridge, which is like a full-blown feature of the bridge. So you can always with the bridge to bridge any collection and the NFT from Harmony to Ethereum and from Ethereum to Harmony. So iToken will be the lightweight way for people to easily start. They don't even need to they don't need to do any transaction. So while we do this, as I mentioned, right? So there's a lot of thrilling cases happening in the NFT space. People lost their token, lost their NFT because of high value, right? So to reduce their concern, that's why we have the lightweight iToken, so people don't have to do anything. They can still use the identity. That's a way to onboard the people. We can say that's the first step. A full-blown feature, definitely, it's already NFT Bridge, which is already there. So if we have an NFT project, for example, a DFK, it's really getting big. We can always bridge to Ethereum to other blockchain. That's we already supported that. So yeah, I hope that answered your question.
Thank you. And brother Juan.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. I actually want to follow up with the iToken because I'm working on a metaverse project right now that's focused on Ethereum and Polygon. And this iToken feature is something that we're actually looking into to be able to port over some of our ideas into Harmony. But my question would be like, what are some limitations with the iTokens? And do you guys have some plans to further improve on it? Just because we're using an ERC 1155 and we're planning on consistently upgrading our project to add more features to our token.
Oh, okay, thank you. And I'm really glad you asked the question from the project builder perspective, right? So currently we only support 721. So we're gonna add the 1155 support. So that will be the next step. So based on the request, and iToken, the limitation is it's not transferable. So because you don't deposit anything on the other side, so that's only used for the identity. But I think this is good. Can be used for the metaverse project, because you can attract, for example, in your metaverse you can support other NFT token holder to be able to participate into your metaverse, right? Metaverse participation is also important, right? So as identity, you just don't use it for any transaction or any transaction related things. The item will be useful. So it's you can say like similar to what the Yuga Lab were trying to build a mega metaverse to support other NFT like World of Woman and CryptoPunk or something, right? So they're trying to build a mega metaverse. So it's the same thing can happen on Harmony as well. We can build a metaverse, be able to support other NFT token holder to be able to participate in the metaverse in Harmony. This is exactly the interoperability and the composability that we're building into the blockchain ecosystem. So iToken is one step to enable that, and it's a cross chain. That's why it's important, and we support this feature to be able to have a Harmony have project to be able to reach other user bases, and also for other users on other chain, we able to start to enjoy the transaction or enjoy the ecosystem on Harmony as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I'm just going to step in and ask a question for my main man, BayC, in the space here. BayC didn't ask this question himself, but I know he probably would. Leo, so we haven't seen much going on with music NFTs within Harmony. We are starting to see artists showing interest in music NFTs on chain with ourselves. Is there any more kind of planned or happening with this going forward?
Yes, we are working with our partner on that. So, but yeah, we definitely see there's a trend in the NFT space to make the music NFT more useful and more reachable. And we have a few musicians in the team as well. When they heard about the music NFT, they are more excited than everybody else, because they know what's the pain point in the music industry for the artist, for the musician, and to get the paid out, to get the royalty. So, but also I said, right, so we also hired additional partner, no partner, and business development, and also to work with a partner to build the real music NFT, and also the metaverse. Everything's in plan, but I mean, to work with the music industry, sometimes you have to move a little bit slower because of a lot of compliance restriction, the rules over there. But we definitely invest into this direction, and we're excited to working with our partner to build it out. So be a little patient. So we're gonna, yeah, I hope we can bring something like surprising, but not at this time. The good project take time to build, and especially with the NFT and the metaverse, it's take a much longer time, because I mean everyone's still learning, we're exploring, and we'll have to convince our partner to educate them to make sure they understand the limitation as well. So take a little bit longer time. So, but we're super excited because we see like the digital music. Remember, so when we talk about NFT, think about the digital media ownership, starting from the music, starting from the ebook, that totally innovates and disrupts the entire industry of the book publishing and the music streaming, right? So the NFT will do the same thing and do even better and do even bigger in the entire industry. But the innovation takes time, and also for the current player, incumbent, right? They need to be convinced. I need to change a little bit. So, but the trend is there. The real is rolling, and we definitely see there's a big utility and a big future for the NFT in the entire industry. That's why we're more excited in this. So just keep working, and then let's roll with the wheel. And this is not it's unstoppable.
Amazing. I know BayC was very, very happy to hear that. Thanks, Leo. So if we can give Kuds another chance at speaking, see if his mic's working now.
Indeed. Appreciate the patience, and thank you for hosting the space. To a quick follow-up to the music NFT question, I do know that Steven and team are actually en route to Coachella this weekend to further explore just how Harmony can entrench itself in the music industry. In addition to the One Wallet team is very, very keen on working with musicians as both ambassadors and key stakeholders in the ecosystem. I share all of this also in the spirit of transparency. I recently became a contributor to the Harmony ecosystem, so I have a little more insight as to what's happening on that front. And I was particularly onboarded to help bring creators in the music industry into the ecosystem, in addition to helping with comms, PR, and marketing, because that happens to be my background from a tech perspective, big tech perspective, where I worked at Gartner, which, if anyone knows Gartner, it's a tech research firm that tends to kind of help direct objective sentiment about what's going on in the tech industry. So I guess that long intro is a good context for my questions, maybe for Giv and Leo, around like, is there any effort to work with like a Masari or an objective third-party resource who can help really articulate what's happening within Harmony, so that it's not all internal and not all the pressure is on the team to try to explain the direction and everything happening. Especially in light of, I think a lot of this sentiment is driven by perhaps, market conditions and price, which is, felt within the industry.
Yeah, I can take this one. So that's exactly what we're doing. In fact, yesterday we signed a contract with Masari to have their fantastic team put together 5 reports per year. There's one overall ecosystem overview that will be released every year. There was one last year, which is to this day is one of the best write-ups on the Harmony ecosystem. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. So there'll be one of those every year, and the as part of the deal, they're going to be doing a quarterly report on the state of the ecosystem, right? So this will encompass just general growth of the ecosystem to some of the key initiatives, partnerships, launches, all done in their kind of meticulous format. So that's very exciting, and we can then use these reports to pull out tidbits, nuggets that we can further amplify and share on our weekly reports, on our social media, etc. So yes.
Awesome. I guess that was I did not know that. Congrats. And I guess we'll say thank you for anyone who doesn't know. Give and the team do post all of the all hands calls on YouTube. I watch those every week and feel like I understand what's happening. And so immense gratitude for not only the transparency, but the consistency of that.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Cuds. And thank you so much for being so patient, Clay. Come on, buddy.
Hey guys, thanks for having this today. It really is awesome to see that you're listening to the community and really reaching out to try and do your best to mend whatever has been lost. But I guess my question is, if we're focusing so much on GameFi and like that's what we're trying to say that we are, I reach out on a lot of these Twitter spaces to other blockchains like Avalanche and Polygon and Wax, and they all kind of say the same thing, that they're the chains for GameFi. So what are we at Harmony really doing to market ourselves as that? Because it seems like everybody is saying that now, and I really do think that Harmony has the capability to be that, but nobody else really knows that but people that are already in the Harmony ecosystem. So how can we reach out to other people out there that don't really know that?
Yeah, I mean that's a very good question. I can put in kind of my 2 cents, and then maybe Leo can add his. But we, from a developer's perspective, it's an easy sell, right? Like you mentioned, we know that because of our fast finality, our low fees, it's really an ideal ecosystem for game developers to build on. And now we've actually got a portfolio, if you like, of successful GameFi projects, DeFi Kingdoms, Mars Colony, who have launched on Harmony first, and they've been extremely successful. So that kind of signaling is going to be really important to project that Harmony is serious about gaming. Our presence at GDC again is part of that process. And maybe this is something for Leo, but we have been talking about potentially dedicating a shard specifically for GameFi projects, right? And we can really start telling a really fantastic story that Harmony is not only a fast and efficient blockchain, but we're so serious about gaming that we're essentially dedicating a blockchain or one of the shards to some of these projects, which will be more isolated. They won't be affected by congestion or anything like that, right? So those are like some of the things that we're kind of discussing internally. Obviously, the grants program, we're going to ramp that up to put more emphasis and more focus on games, and we'll back that up with various marketing efforts to really get the word out there beyond the Harmony kind of sphere, to reach out to builders on other chains, to bring more exciting GameFi projects to Harmony. So yeah, we're absolutely having these conversations internally.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
So I think that Gabe mentioned the our chart. So that's exactly when we built the Harmony a few years ago, we envisioned a future of the blockchain with a massive usage, and in order to be able to serve all the application, user sharding is the direction to go. Is one of the direction to go to enable the massive adoption and the scaling solution. And yeah, a few years later, it is happening, right? So everybody complain how many blockchain shard zero getting jammed, RPC like being slow and out of sync. Yeah, it is true. It's what happened, and also that also reminds everybody how many the first blockchain, and it will be I would say that this blockchain already been battlefield tested. We withstand all those spamming with a huge number of traffic, and we still process more than a few million transactions per day. We are the top blockchain that be able to support those kind of volume and those kind of transaction with a lower fee. So and we understand also like recently DeFi Kingdom, they also support like a DFK chain, and we see this trend, we see the direction as a way to scale, especially for the game project. They need a dedicated chain or dedicated shard, and Harmony with the sharding technology to support different game. We also in talk with the other game project to say if they can port it over to like shard 1 or 2. So those will be the our strategy and exactly our plan, and it's happening right now. So internally we building a reliable shard 1 RPC endpoint, also to have some of the grant program to encourage people to build other shard, and our cross shard transaction messaging is already research is done and the implementation on the way. So those build a solid, and as I said, right, so it's a production environment tested foundation to be able to scale the blockchain to support many different applications.
And just to add, guys, the last week's spaces you can find in the first tweet at the top. RJ and Jack actually went into a lot of details about transactions, arbitrage spam, and all the rest of it, and what we're doing going forward on how to make things more efficient. And I think it's important to understand, Harmony's going through 2 to 5 million transactions a day sometimes. I think only a few weeks ago, Harmony was third out of all blockchains for number of transactions being done on the network. So we're doing a really incredible job. But that spaces with RJ and Jack was mind-blowing. Gave some great insight onto Harmony, how it works, what we're doing going forward to, bring in more, make things more efficient for games on Harmony also. So yeah, check that out, guys. Access, thanks for waiting so long.
Yeah, hey everyone. Happy Friday. Thanks for letting me up here. First off, I wanted to thank both Gib and Leo for taking the time to speak to the community about everything that's been gone over today. As NFTs are one of the focal points of this space, I kind of felt compelled to ask something that I know is on a lot of people's minds. It's no surprise that DFK has been kind of distancing themselves from Harmony and seemingly setting the stage for like an exodus, even if they claim that isn't the case. We've also recently seen other high-profile and like highly anticipated projects that were initially building on Harmony, like Ragnarok, decide to leave for ETH and Avox before they launch. What efforts are being made to keep these larger NFT projects on Harmony, and what do you think are the biggest things that will attract future projects to build on Harmony over competitors? Thank you.
So I guess this kind of touches on what I mentioned before, is that we just need to do a better job at helping to support existing projects on Harmony versus scrambling to bring on more new projects. Again, they're not mutually exclusive. We'll continue doing both, but we've learned that just funding a project and then letting them run with it is not enough. Teams will need support. They'll need a lot of marketing help. They need technical help. So that's kind of where we feel we have potentially dropped the ball on some projects where maybe they felt they were not supported, not valued as much as they should have been. We're completely aware of this. We own up to it, and we are going to learn from it and do better, right? So we're going to try and reduce the quantity of grants and really put more love and attention into helping grow existing projects.
Daniel.
Hey guys, I've been just listening in the background here, but I just wanted to chime in really quickly on this topic and to piggyback on what Giv was saying. Co-marketing with our existing partnerships with the teams that are currently building on our blockchain. That's something that we're going to. That's one. It's feedback that we've received. Feedback being that. They're looking for additional help. They're looking for some help from Harmony on bringing their work and their accomplishments to the forefront. And it's totally understood. And it's something that we're taking very seriously. Speaking to that, that effort in defining how that's going to happen, that has already started. And to be more specific, you guys on this chat or on this call probably know Sam Harrison. So actually, Sam and I are aiming to define what that looks like within the next 6 days. So we're, like I said, we are taking it seriously. We have under 1 week. We gave ourselves under 1 week to define what that looks like, how that's going to work. And we're also just adding some transparency here. We're also in the process of onboarding a new contributor who's going to be working pretty closely with our existing projects or teams building on Harmony, working very closely with them, getting to better understand what it is that they need, but at the same time, really understanding their accomplishments so that we can, once we understand their accomplishments in greater detail and keeping a better or closer ear to the ground in that respect, we can do a much better job of helping them, helping the community also understand that. So there's some strategies that we're working on. Again, we are taking it pretty seriously here. And we 100% understand that the success of projects on Harmony means the success of the Harmony ecosystem as a whole. So just wanted to add that and piggyback on what Giv had mentioned. So hope you guys found that helpful.
Thank you, Daniel. And Stakel, thank you so much for your patience, man.
I think Chaos was first.
Oh, sorry, Chaos. Come up, buddy.
Hi, yes. Thank you very much for this AMA again. I know everybody else has said it, but thank you from me. My main question is, I love staking on Harmony. I went from the extension to MetaMask, I'm now waiting very impatiently, but also very excitedly for Timeless's One Wallet. My question is, when I moved from the extension to MetaMask, it felt a little rushed, and I'm wondering. My question is, could it have waited a little longer for maybe One Wallet, or was there a reason why it kind of felt the way it did?
Daniel, do you want to take this one?
I can take this one. Yeah. So it's no surprise that, and I say this because we mentioned this publicly in an article that we had pushed out some time ago, that we were working on some thefts that had occurred on wallets, and a number of them being the Chrome extension. When you combine that with the Chrome vulnerabilities that were recently announced, although that did come out after, we wanted to move people away from the Chrome extension for security purposes. That was kind of secondary. Primary reason being that we are working very closely with the One Wallet team, very closely. And if we're going to put our efforts anywhere, if we're going to put our efforts towards wallet development and advancements and security, marketing, the list goes on and on. We want to make sure that it's going to be on a wallet that we're going to continue supporting, and a wallet that we can be proud of, right? The Chrome extension came out before I had even knew about Harmony, well before I even joined the team. But my understanding is that the Chrome extension wallet was a quick and immediate answer to When Wallet. So it's not exactly it wasn't exactly a feature-rich wallet. It was convenient, and I was a heavy user of it myself. So going back to what I was saying, it's One Wallet is going to be our flagship wallet. It's not going to be feature complete on immediate launch for phase one, but the features that it will have blows the Chrome extension wallet out of the water right off the bat. So those are the reasons why. Again, primary reason being, if we're going to put resources anywhere on a wallet, let's put it somewhere where it's worth putting. And again, that's One Wallet. That's all the features. That's the marketing push. That's engineering resources, so on and so on. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does.
Thank you. And Steak-Udo?
So yeah, my question is about the Coachella festival, which happening during this weekend. It's a very interesting collaboration, and I wonder if something like this is also planned to have again in the future with other music industry festivals, or kind of partnerships like this.
Absolutely. We are shifting kind of the team around and having folks like Peter on the team, who is going to be solely focused on finding critical strategic and partners that we can work with, and work on exciting initiatives for upcoming events, festivals, conferences, whatever it is. So yeah, we're making a big push there.
Can I ask again who?
Peter from the team, Poppy Official on Twitter.
Sorry, go on, Daniel.
No, yeah, it's fine. I was just going to add really quick. Anyone who's interested in the events that we're attending, just go to harmony.one/events. And you'll find a full list there. Harmony.one/events. You'll see the event name, the date, and the location. And that's a living, breathing document, right? So if anything does come up, it'll be added. So feel free to check that out, Sacred.
Yeah, and I believe Stakery Do has found an interesting opportunity, so we'll have to get him in touch with Peter and get the conversation going. And we have Blockchain Crusaders, if you want to come up.
Hey guys, can you hear me well?
Yeah, we got him.
Hello? Oh, perfect. Hey, we are, obviously we're an NFT project on Harmony, and I'm sorry, I got into this late, so if this has already been asked, just let me know. But so with the demise of Da Vinci earlier in the year, and then I just saw a Twitter post yesterday that looks like Voldemort is shutting down due to some nefarious actions by, I don't know, developers on their end. Is there like a home per se, like a coming up for NFT projects on Harmony? Because right now we do have one on NFT Key, and they've been wonderful to us and everything. But I was just wondering if there's just going to be like a kind of a standalone Harmony marketplace that was like what Da Vinci used to be, or if there might be integration here soon with OpenSea. Probably can talk about that if you could, but if there's anything on that front, so to say.
So there's not going to be an official Harmony NFT marketplace, and Da Vinci wasn't that either, right? They were funded by Harmony just like any other project. But see, right now we have NFT Key, we have Tofu NFT. These are really fantastic marketplaces. There's Madden NFT. That's the big one that is launching in the next 4 weeks.
How do you say that?
Mad, MAD, Mad in NFT.
Okay.
And that will be the complete marketplace / minting / secondary market product that will be live in the next few weeks. And then we have other projects, grantees. There's Block Perks that just launched. Again, with them, you can actually go and mint and trade. Brand new project. So yeah, we're seeing more and more NFT marketplaces launch on Harmony. With OpenSea, there's nothing solid to share with you there. But we're constantly speaking and looking for partners. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Awesome, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're also working with another big technical partner to enable the NFT API, so that anyone would be able to build a marketplace. So make it easier to build a marketplace on Harmony as well.
Is that the one? I think I saw a post on the Harmony subreddit the other day about some guy is doing something of that sort. Is that the same person, or is it something completely different?
It's a big partner, not a person.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And I think we'll have one more question of Patrick Walters.
Hi, thanks. I had a quick question about MetaMask fiat integration. Is there something in the work?
Sorry, I missed the audio cut out. Could you repeat that, please?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I just recently saw that a lot of AVAX and Phantom and so on had MoonPay integration on MetaMask or some similar fiat on ramp. Is Harmony aiming also to have that on MetaMask?
Nothing concrete that I can share with you. But yeah, that's that could be something very interesting. We are in touch with the MetaMask team. We met with them at ETH Denver. So yeah, that could be a good conversation to have with them.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, honestly, today, guys, has been incredible. So much positive stuff coming out and lots of interesting information to get excited about going forward. And yeah, I just want to thank you on behalf of everyone else, Giv and Leo and Daniel for getting up as well, getting involved. We really appreciate it. It's been super, super insightful. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to come and speak to us today. We really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Not
Thanks,
a problem.
everyone.
Thank you
Thanks,
for
everyone.
having us. And just real quick, the 1 weekly newsletter is going to be posted later today. It's our second publishing of it, so hope you guys find it helpful. And feel free to give us any feedback on what you feel should be included, not included, and so on.
Thank you so much, Daniel. And we're going to pass things back to Peace and Love. He's got some more updates about the community DAO to let you know what's been going on. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Giv, Leo, and Daniel. Actually had one more question, if you guys didn't mind answering. I was wondering if there was any updates on the 88 Rising partnership between them and Harmony and One Wallet.
We have a partnership with 88 Rising. That is all we can say at the moment. There's things behind the scenes, but officially we are partnered with 88 Rising, and you will hear more later.
I think you handled that very well, Daniel.
Thank you.
Take it away, Peace and Love.
Thank you very much. I know we're all excited. Okay, so now to carry on with the Community DAO agenda, this week we started the Community DAO Movie Night every Friday at 2 a.m. UTC, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Community DAO will be hosting a movie night in Crypto Arcade. This week's movie was voted on Twitter to be Idiocracy. It's something new that we're doing to help bring the community together. So keep an eye out for that. We're also, the Twitter spaces are just once a week now. We're not doing the Monday spaces anymore. Next week, we hope to be having an AMA with Sam and / from the DAO Ops team to discuss DAOs. We'll have more on that. And updates on the roadmap. The Crazy One subdomains proposal has been approved for the full 32,001. The proposal was submitted on the 9th and got approved just yesterday. We're excited to move forward with this project to help with sustainability. Thank you, Giv, so much for being so quick with your response. We really appreciate it. Moving on to April deliverables. Our goals for this month are to get 300 members on the Discord, plus 20 active members on town halls and working groups. We want to have 200 listeners on Twitter Spaces and get 100 members to join Snapshot, which is very important. We need to get people on Snapshot and participating in votes, and join it on there and have it on your favorites. You don't have to worry about getting some link to some fake one and connecting your wallet to it. So it helps you be more secure as well. And also to fix the multi-sig issue so we can set up DAO tools like DWork for start doing bounties. And May is going to be the Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm going to be creating social engagement events supporting this theme. It's going to be led by Al Pal, aka Ali Potter. And we have the community calendar. There's a link to it up above in the comments, tweets. To get on the community calendar, the link will add you to a Google account to make it easier for you to keep up with what's going on. Please also send us any events related to Harmony so that everybody can be aware of it. We can get it on the calendar. And also, the Harmony Zero Knowledge University is a informal study group to train the next generation of Web3 developers. Developers can earn up to $3,000 in grants just from completing the course, plus chance to earn more. There's a pre-training course for people that don't have strong background Solidity. Applications are due by April 25th. So there's also a link for that up above. And that's basically all we have today.
Thank you for hosting us. Peace and love. And everyone, thank you so much for attending. Honestly, I have to admit that was my most favorite AMA I've ever done. And I'm super bullish after hearing all that amazing stuff. So thank you everyone for attending today. The recording will be available once we finish this space for anyone that missed it. And also, as I mentioned, you will find at the top of the space or on our Twitter profile the AMA last week with Jack and RJ and Daniel. So some incredible information on there also, guys, if you want to go back and listen to that. So thank you everyone for coming today, and thanks to all our speakers as well and everyone that asked questions. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.